everyone. Today I'm going to speak about the importance of vitamin B12 and what happens in case one is deficient in vitamin B12. First of all, let us know कि B12 का क्या use है अपने body में and what are the functions that vitamin B12 does in our body. Vitamin B12 is required for the making of your DNA, and one of the very important functions is it helps in the production of myelin sheet. Myelin sheet is present in the nerve cells. तो ये बिल्कुल एक इंसुलेशन जैसा है, जस्ट लाइक व्हेन यू सी अ वायर को जैसे एक प्लास्टिक का इंसुलेशन रहता है, उसी तरह से जो आपका नर्व सेल्स है इसके अराउंड ये माइलिन शीट है दैट प्रोवाइड्स इंसुलेशन टू योर नर्व सेल्स. तो अगर B12 का डेफिशिएंसी है देन वन इज़ नॉट एबल टू प्रोड्यूस दिस माइलिन शीट अराउंड द नर्व सेल्स. तो इससे देयर कैन बी एन इरिवर्सिबल डैमेज टू योर नर्व सेल्स. The important sources from where you can get vitamin B12 are basically animal sources. तो जनरली विटामिन B12 का डेफिशिएंसी है ये वेजिटेरियंस में ज़्यादा पाया जाता है. सो फ्रॉम द नेचुरल सोर्सेज यू कैन टेक विटामिन B12 दैट इज़ मिथाइल कोबालामिन, और अगर आप इनको सिंथेटिक सोर्सेज से ले रहे हो तो दैट इज़ साइनोकोबालामिन. वी नीड B12 इन वेरी लिटिल क्वान्टिटीज़. तो ये एक्चुअली फूड सोर्सेज से आपको मिल जाना चाहिए. द रीज़न वाई पीपल आर डेफिशिएंट इन विटामिन B12 इज़ नॉट दैट दे आर नॉट गेटिंग इट इन देयर डाइट. द थिंग इज़ दैट इट इज़ नॉट वेल एब्जॉर्ब्ड बाय देयर सिस्टम. तो बेसिकली पीपल हु हैव अ प्रॉब्लम विद एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स आर द वंस who are facing this deficiency of vitamin B12. B12 deficiency is basically due to malabsorption, not that you are not getting it sufficiently in your diet. And the absorption of B12 is really interesting because it needs something that is known as intrinsic factor. This is nothing but it's a carrier transportation protein which carries B12 to your cells. So this is very much required for absorption. In case of people suffering from an autoimmune condition called pernicious anemia, there is either a lack of intrinsic factor or there is a lack of the cells producing this intrinsic factor. तब जाके पीपल सफ़र फ्रॉम अ B12 डेफिशिएंसी. तो क्या रीजंस है दैट वन सफ़र्स फ्रॉम लैक ऑफ B12 और वाई देर इज़ माल एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ विटामिन B12. सो बेसिकली जिन पेशेंट्स को एट्रोफी ऑफ स्टमक है या स्टमक अल्सर्स है या जिनको सीलियाक डिजीज़ या क्रॉन्स डिजीज़ है या और कोई गैस्ट्राइटिस रिलेटेड इश्यूज़ है और देर इज़ लैक ऑफ the amount of HCl, hydrochloric acid, that's produced by a stomach, lack of stomach acids. तो जब ये सारी problems है तो automatically the absorption of B12 is reduced. So you not only need to have good amount of B12 in your diet, you also need to have a good digestive system if you want B12 to be properly absorbed in your body. Some of the sources of vitamin B12 are animal liver, kidney, clams, sardines, beef. So generally people who are vegetarian suffer from a B12 deficiency. B12 can also be got from yeast. It can also be got from fermented food products or fermented dairy. Yeast and microbes present in the soil can produce us B12. But क्या होता है that we are so conscious that we wash all these vegetables so many times that it starts depleting the amount of B12 in them. तो ये जो रूट वेजिटेबल्स है जैसे पोटैटो है या कैरेट है, रेडिश है, हम इनको इतना ज़्यादा क्लीन करते हैं कि इसका जो भी B12 का कंटेंट है ये ऑलमोस्ट निकल जाता है. सो वी जस्ट नीड टू सी दैट यू डू नॉट एक्सेसिवली वॉश देम. आई नो फॉर हाइजीन रीजन्स यू नीड टू क्लीन देम, बट एक्सेस में मत करना ताकि इट डजंट डिप्लीट द अमाउंट ऑफ B12. Already the amount of B12 in the soil is depleted because of the addition of pesticides or chemical fertilizers. तो इसको excessively wash करके let's not remove all the B12 content from that particular food. You know, initially as kids we did play in mud, we did play in the soil, we used to make these castles and everything. बट अभी इतना ज़्यादा वी आर कॉन्शियस अबाउट क्लीनलीनेस कि हम बच्चों को मिट्टी के साथ खेलने को अलाउ ही नहीं करते. देर इज़ नो चांस दैट दे प्ले विद द सॉइल. देर इज़ नो चांस वेयर दे गेट टू बिल्ड देयर इम्यूनिटी. तो इस वजह से परहैप्स इवन इन चिल्ड्रन वी गेट टू सी अ B12 डेफिशिएंसी. एक्सेसिव यूज़ ऑफ सैनिटाइजर्स नहीं करना है बिकॉज वी आर नॉट ओनली किलिंग द बैड बैक्टीरिया, वी आर ऑल्सो किलिंग द गुड बैक्टीरिया present in their hands, or that is a normal flora. What the vegetarians can do is to include probiotics, include achar or pickles in your diet, include fermented food, fermented dairy in your diet, include chutneys like pudine ka chutney or coriander chutney, ginger chutney in your diet, so that you are able to get this B12 from the soil in which it was grown. Make sure that you do not wash your pudina and coriander excessively. Okay, now I'll discuss some symptoms so that you can make out in case you are suffering from a B12 deficiency. One is pale skin. जैसे मैंने पहले भी mention किया that in case somebody is having a B12 deficiency, then there is a problem in the production of RBC. तो अगर sufficient red blood cells are not produced in your body, then your skin loses its pinkish color and it starts looking more dull, pale and yellow. Constant fatigue, constant tiredness, feeling sleepy, feeling lazy, feeling drowsy, not energetic enough to do any sort of work. There are problems in the mouth, for example, a shiny and swollen tongue, a more reddish color and glossy looking tongue. This is one of the symptoms that one gets to see. Also, there are cognitive issues, memory problems or problem in retaining what is told to you. You're not able to quickly grasp things. This is because there is a lack of oxygen in the brain. As I mentioned before, that there can be severe damage to your nerve cells. So patients suffering from B12 deficiency also get to see peripheral neuropathy, that is there is problem in the conduction of the nerve impulse. So you get to see these problems basically in your either in your fingertips or in your toes. B12 deficiency can also affect your vision because it affects the retina. Please understand that retina is a neurological tissue which is connected to your brain. So in case your nerves are damaged or the nerve impulse is not good enough, that means that vision can be blurred and you could have eye problems. Since the body is not making sufficient RBC, that means it lacks oxygen. The amount of oxygen supplied to the cells is less. So just to make up for this loss, your heart starts beating at a faster rate and you have a high pulse rate, just so that sufficient blood is pumped to the body and sufficient oxygen reaches the cells. So people suffering from a B12 deficiency have a higher pulse rate. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. If there is something that you want me to cover in my next video, please let me know in the comment section. Until next time, take care, eat healthy, stay fit. Bye-bye.